And for 10 years, the spirit of Chioma haunted the villagers. Her anguished cries echoing through the night. The villagers trembled in fear as misfortune befell them, and many began to believe that the curse was indeed real. Once upon a time, in the heart of Africa, there stood a mighty kingdom ruled by a powerful and revered king named Olu. King Olu was known far and wide for his wisdom, strength, and fairness in judgment. His kingdom flourished under his rule, and the people lived in peace and prosperity. In this kingdom, beneath the canopy of towering trees, lived Ugo, a humble widower, and his only child, Chioma. Every market day, Ugo will set out to the village market in the morning, his back bent under the weight of heavy load. With a wearing smile, he would greet the village market women, offering his service to carry their goods in exchange for a meager sum. Despite his hard work, Ugo struggled to make ends meet and provide for his only daughter, Chioma. They were very poor. Chioma was a beautiful and kind-hearted girl who helped her father by selling vegetables they grew on their small farm. Chioma would tend to their small farm and nibble fingers, plucking ripe vegetables from the fertile soil. With a basket balanced on her head, she would traverse the dusty streets of the village, her laughter ringing out like a sweet melody, offering her fresh product to the villagers. Despite their poverty, Ugo and Chioma were content with their simple life and cherished each other deeply. One fateful day, while Chioma was making her rounds in the market, a commotion erupted. A woman named Amaka, a sour-tempered woman known for her sharp tongue, a regular customer of Chioma, claimed that her purse has been stolen and accused Chioma of being the thief. Despite Chioma's protests and lack of evidence, the villagers, fueled by anger and suspicion, turned against her. In the midst of the chaos, the news reached King Olu's ear, and he ordered for Chioma to be brought before him for judgment. Ugo, desperate to save his daughter from harm, pleaded with the villagers and the king for mercy, but his cry fell on deaf ear. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows over the village square, Chioma knelt before King Olu, her heart heavy with despair. The king, his brow furrowed with anger, listened intently as the accusations were laid before him. Despite Chioma's innocence and lack of concrete evidence, the king decreed that she must face the brutal punishment reserved for only the worst of criminals. As per the kingdom harsh law, anyone accused of theft must be buried alive. Chioma was dragged away to meet her unjust fate, her cries mingling with the anguished wails of her father. The sky above seemed to weep in sympathy. Dark clouds gathered, obscuring the once bright stars and casting a pall of darkness over the land. Before we jump right back into the story, if you are yet to subscribe to this channel, please subscribe and smash the like button. It really helps this video to get recommended to more people. Alright, back to the story. Before she was buried alive, Chioma with tears placed a curse upon the kingdom, vowing that justice would prevail even in death. Sadly, the shock of Chioma's death was too great for Ugo to bear, so he also passed away. The days that followed were filled with darkness and despair for the kingdom. The once beautiful river dried up, its life-giving water reduced to a mere crops withered in the field, their vibrant hue changing to shade of grey, and famine gripped the land with its icy claws. The people suffered greatly, Fear and desperation spread like wildfire. Despair settled over the kingdom like a thick fog, suffocating hope and leaving nothing but bitterness in its wake. And amidst the chaos, the spirit of Shoma wandered, her anguish cry echoing through the night like a haunting lament. In their desperation, the villagers turned to King Olu with question to the inexplicable calamity that has befallen them. In a desperate attempt to seek answers, King Olu and his council of chiefs sought the guidance of the kingdom's wisest oracle. The oracle revealed that the suffering plaguing the kingdom was a result of the unjust killing of Shoma, whose spirit now haunted the land, demanding retribution. The oracle decreed that the only ways to appease the angered spirit and restore peace to the kingdom was for the king to sacrifice his only child, Princess Adana, who was also a virgin. King Olu was torn between his love for his daughter and his duty to his kingdom. He could not bring himself to sacrifice his only daughter. As the days turned to weeks and weeks turned to months, the curse of Shoma grew even stronger, its grip tightening around the heart of the kingdom like a vice. Crops fade, livestock perish, and diseases swept through the kingdom like a relentless tide. And so, for 10 years, the spirit of Shoma wandered the kingdom, her anguish cries echoing through the night. The villagers trembled in fear as misfortune before them, and many began to believe that the cause was indeed real. And yet, amidst the darkness, a flicker of light remained. For deep within his palace wall, Princess Adana, the King Olu child, watched with sorrowful eyes as her people suffered. Though shattered from the harsh reality of life outside the palace gates, Adana possessed a keen sense of empathy and compassion, and as the cries of her people reached her ears, she knew that she could not stand idling by while their suffering continued. With a heavy heart and a resolve born of desperation, Adana made a decision that would change the course of history. She would offer herself as a sacrifice in the hopes of appeasing the spirit and restoring peace to the kingdom. Despite his reluctance, King Olu could not bear to see his people suffer any longer. He agonized over the decision but ultimately made the heartbreaking choice to sacrifice his beloved daughter for the greater good of his kingdom. Princess Adana accepted her fate with grace and courage. With tears in her eyes, she bid farewell to her father and the kingdom she loved dearly, knowing that her sacrifice would bring an end to the suffering. And so, on the day of the sacrifice, as the sun dipped below the horizon and the stars blinked in the velvet sky, Adana stood before her father, her chin held high and her heart filled with courage. With a solemn nod, King Olu gave his consent, knowing that his only daughter's sacrifice would be the only thing that could save their kingdom from certain destruction. And as the blade fell and the blood splashed on the earth, a hush fell over the land. In that moment, a sense of peace washed over the kingdom, and the curse of Shoma was lifted, like a veil lifted from the eyes of the weary. The kingdom mourned the loss of their princess, but they knew that her sacrifice had saved them from certain doom. In the years that followed, the memory of Shoma and Princess Adana lived on as a reminder of the importance of justice, mercy, and sacrifice. And though their stories were filled with sorrow and tragedy, they would forever be remembered as symbol of hope and redemption in the annals of the kingdom history. What did you learn from this story? Please share it in the comment section below. Thank you for watching today's episode from Anita Chocolate. Please subscribe to this channel. It really helps us to create more content like this. Give this video a thumbs up and turn on the notification bell. See you in our next episode.